Alright, so next deck of the day, we got this Leona Lux control deck. Last week we played an easy Lux, kind of like mid-rangey control deck that we had fun time with. Lux is kind of a champion I haven't played too much with so far, so it was fun like exploring her and seeing how she felt. I've always wanted to build her in a Leona list. We've played Leona control decks on stream in the past, and just her plus like the kind of Daybreak package feels very good for controlling the board, so I thought, why not combine the two? See if we can make a decent list with these two champions. So, as I said, we got your, to pair with Leona, we got your typical Daybreak package. We got the Solari Soldier, Shieldbearer, Priestess. We got this couple Sun Forgers in here to help us against more aggressive decks. Plus, it's really good with the Grand Plaza, which we're running. It's another reason to pair, be in Demacia, is the Grand Plaza plays really well with these Solari cards. Raven up here. Top end is obviously Lux is one of our win conditions. In order to help level her, we got things like Remembrance, which is a solid value card, helps level Lux. Sunburst, decent-ish removal spell, but I think it's worth putting a couple of these in a deck like this because it's like I said, it's a decent removal when you're triggering its Daybreak effect, which means you're helping level Leona, and it's 6 mana, so it levels Lux, so that's what's really good about it. Star Shaping helps keep us alive against aggressive list, a big, expensive spell to help level Lux. 1 mana short, which is kind of annoying, but sometimes you want to play out your Sharp Sights or Hushes maybe proactively to help trigger her, to get her a little bit of the way there, or help give her that final spark. And yeah, helps us keep us alive against aggro, like I said. Sometimes we use it on our champions to keep them alive, and sometimes it finds us win conditions beyond what we're already doing in this deck. So yeah, I think pretty straightforward list overall. I'm not 100% certain of the details of it yet. This is just kind of what I threw together fairly quickly. Been playing some games with it this week when I've had the time. Felt okay so far, so I figure let's actually dive in, give a solid 60 minutes or more with this deck and see what changes we might like to make. I got a couple Divergent Path in this list to help us both deal with opposing landmarks, but even when we don't need it for that reason, it can help us find our plazas if we need them. Ash mid-range. Probably keeping the Grand Plaza and these 2 Shield Bearers. I think we can bin the Star Shaping. It's probably a card we wouldn't mind seeing at some point in this matchup, depending on how aggressive they get. Like, their top end, if they're not running Sejuani, they could very likely have Captain Pharaon as their top end, so Star Shaping keeping our life total high. Probably going to be valuable, but I don't know if we want it in hand right away. I would rather look for more early game, try to curve out with our Solari units. Like so. Am I okay playing this Shield Bearer? I actually think I want to pass because this Priestess is likely finding us a spell that we want to use on this mana anyway, so I'm okay with this. So they could, like... What do we think about... No, I think I just want to play a Grand Plaza, huh? They could be running Scorched Earth. Yeah, Pharaon is just such a good top end in these Noxian mid-range decks. They could be running Scorched Earth for this Plaza, which would feel bad. I don't know if that feels... They could also have Frostbite. They can't Brittle Steel this because its defense is too high. They could challenge this and Frostbite. I think that's okay. Them not challenging it feels like a bait. But it's weird if they wouldn't challenge it. I'm fine just doing this. They want to spend that card. I think I'm okay with that. It'll feel kind of bad, but... This is not a card a lot of the Frostbite midrange lists run. A lot of the ones I see just don't run this card for some reason. I guess because it doesn't help you with your... Doesn't help with your, I don't know. I don't know why. It's really good with Troll Chant. It's really good with the Frostbite cards, obviously. Probably just gonna take the Fallen Comet.
Daylight warms the heart and lights
Removal
the
spell
way.
that also levels up Lux. Sunforger's kind of nice.
Our strength is yours.
What do we think about... Probably just want to play Leona, huh?
The dawn has
I think I want to slow them down a bit. They could have more frostbite effects, obviously. Like they could challenge her, kill her again. I think that's...
Behold the sun's holy light.
We might go Plaza into Shield Bearer next turn. It might also be right just to play Lux. That way we have her on the board, because we would probably want to Falling Comet one of their plays. The thing we have to worry about, though, is their Ash. Like, we don't want to, like, play Lux, then they play Ash, and then they have an open attacks with the Wolf the next turn, which would feel pretty bad. That's an interesting card for them to be running. Cool.
Sun sets.
That's some Shield Bearers. I think we got to start with this. We still have enough mana to Falling Comet when they play, if they play something scary. And if they play stuff that we want to just kill, we can play,
Faster than my
a couple
arrow?
of things.
I think not.
Yeah, I think we just want to kill... like, as much as I'd like to level Lux with this, I think that's greedy. Then again, what could they do? If we play the Shield Bearer, it becomes a 4/7, which could, in theory, kill this. But if they're holding up Troll Chant, that won't work. So I don't think we're supposed to do that. I think we just kill this now while we can. They could have another one, of course, but...
Few earn the right to call themselves Trifarian.
We can do this.
I think I want to play Lux this round now. Maybe that's wrong.
Ferocious, stand together.
I'm gonna throw this here as a gain 5. Yeah, this is fine because it... Oh, it actually does still kill it. I forgot Barrier still doesn't protect against this effect. That's the reason why I wanted to play Lux out. I forgot that it doesn't work that way. Okay, never mind. That was my mistake. See? I make stupid mistakes on this stream all the time. Okay, in that case, I should have played something else, obviously. Nerf the wolf. Yeah. Do we want to try... I think we want to go, like... this guy into Shield Bearer. And hope that they're finally out of Frostbite effects. I think they've played 3 Flash Freezes already. Oh no, the other one was the buff. That's what they played.
A chill in the air.
Stop it, opponent!
Clad in shining sunlight.
So mean.
Many tribes under one banner.
They still have Troll Chant mana up, which feels bad. They don't have Brittle Steel or anything else, so I think I'm okay to do this now. If our opponent gives us the chance, we can go like Shield Bearer into Eclipse Dragon, which would be nice.
Unyielding light.
Well, darn. It looks like we're losing our spear. If they have harsh winds here, that would be pretty harsh. But it is what it is. 3-2 is going to block here. 4-7 is going to block here. If he doesn't harsh winds us. Probably still going to play the Eclipse Dragon this round. Just to get the Dragon / Celestials, because they can be very good. Yeah, not surprised to see the harsh winds here. Actually, it might be worth playing Remembrance, because if we get the life gainer, the Radiant Guardian, that would be really nice. It's also extra... We could actually play 2 of them, too. Maybe that's better. Then we have this Sun Forger to get a Lifesteal Challenger unit next round. Beautiful. I guess we could start with this and see what they do. Okay. This wolf has gotten them so much value this game. It still doesn't feel like we're in that bad of a spot. That one and not this one. Do they have a second? Is that why?
The strength of the sun and my faith are one.
If they have more ways to save this wolf, guess we're just gonna have to live with that. I'm just gonna pass. I guess I could proactively Bastion this, just to use my mana efficiently. But we could actually also do that now by going... No.
Today we fight as
No, I don't
one.
think we can do that, actually.
Stay back!
Awning, take you.
Am I doing that? No, I don't think so. They could be running things like Battle Fury. Battle Fury kills us here. Well, not quite, because we're at 11. If they don't have Frostbite for this. They've already used quite a number of Frostbite. We're pretty lucky they haven't found another Ash. Thinking about doing something for sure.
Our sun will not set today.
Am I getting another Grand Plaza or what? I don't think so. I think I'm gonna get the
Bask in her
Falling
radiant blessing.
Comet.
Took the bait.
Ooh, we got a Danger Noodle.
to battle.
How much do I care about trading Ravun here? Not a lot. Okay. Opponents had enough. So our opponent had a lot of gas, but we were able to close it out there. Just kind of like buried them in cards, right? Like they were getting a ton of value off of that wolf, but we just had a lot of card advantage with the Ravun generating us stuff. Then we found an Eclipse Dragon to do stuff with. Good game. And they weren't totally out of it either. If they had found like a Captain Pharaon, it could have been trouble for us. Is Remembrance keepable? Remembrance might be okay. I think the rest of this we gotta throw back though. Playing this on our turn, on their turn 3? I could see it being wrong keeping this.
Bless the faithful and sear the heretics.
I'm actually gonna save this for their next attack token because I want to be able to block a fearsome unit. They could open attacks here, but that's not that bad. If they open attacks here, then we just play a Ground. I might still want to play the Ground Plaza, honestly. Use our life total as a bit of a resource, just take 5 here. They could play out more stuff, though. I don't feel like just passing back for them to play out even more, so I think we're playing the 3-6 here. They're just gonna play nothing, okay. I think we play our Remembrance now. Leona's okay, but we could play her the next turn. Plus there's a 40% chance we get a Challenger unit off of this, which would be nice. Didn't get it, but I mean, it's still not a bad hit.
Cavalry to the field.
Assuming they're just going to take this hit.
Sure about that? Death doesn't scare me. A worthy end.
Sharp Sight's kind of nice. We actually play Leona to stun their biggest thing and still hold up Sharp Sight, because if they play like a bunch of Frenzied Skitters so we can't block,
The dawn has arrived.
we can change that with the Sharp Sight.
Bask in the light's radiance.
So we know what one of their hits was off of that Stalking Shadows. If they're just attacking with this, do I just take the hit? It's a pretty free block. I think I just go ahead and keep my life total as high as possible. Hush is kind of nice. This cancels out the negative effects that those things apply, I'm pretty sure, so that's kind of nice. What do we think? Remembrance or Ravun? I think I kind of want to do Remembrance because again, of the possibility of getting a challenger unit. Then again, if we hit the angel, that would feel kind of bad. So I could attack first, but then that defeats the purpose of looking for that other thing in the first place. So I think it's just...
Warriors of the Raharak, our time is now!
We'll follow you to shine like the sun. You must burn like it.
Morning Light. Well, that's a good way to close the game out when we get there. We do need to start applying some pressure. We don't want to just get burned out by a...
Answer to me.
by a Pharaon. Yeah.
Try me. Not done yet.
I know what lurks in the shadows.
Do I hush that? How much do I care? Doesn't work the way I
My
thought.
truth
Is she around start
is
or around
beneath the
end?
skin.
Oh, it's around start. Yeah, okay. My mistake. I thought she was around end. Read the card, Jatora. Read the fucking card. Pardon my language. So... we just Morning Light here, right? Do we? I think we want to use it as a way to get through their stuff.
The sun is shining. We should too.
Still got the sharp sight.
Daylight is unrelenting, but not eternal.
Yeah, they don't have really good attacks here.
Shine with me.
I think we try to save our Leona, because we want a Morning Light the next turn. And then Morning Light levels up Lux, which means we can gun down one of their things. We're still at a pretty healthy life total. They could have a Noxian Fervor to kill this in response, sacrificing one of their guys. But I think that's not bad for us, because that's 3 damage not going to our dome. They lose a blocker. We're going to kill the Spider Queen with the Lux, with the Final Spark. Yeah.
Light.
Better, brighter than before.
probably just gonna take this hit. They may as well, like their life total doesn't matter that much in this matchup. But if they want a chump block, I'm fine with that. And I think we're just gonna bank the spell mana. Probably just gonna play out this Remembrance.
You cannot sway me.
I guess the Remembrance now doesn't level up Lux, which is a shame. But if we get the Lifestealer, it does mean that we draw... it does mean that we get the Lifestealer on it, which would be nice. Like so.
Would it help if I apologized?
What a... You're infuriating, Lux. Pretty good. I made a stupid mistake with that hush, but it didn't matter. So that was nice. Okay, Pirate aggro. Definitely want to see our early game here to help control stuff. I feel like Grand Plaza is a nice to have, but these decks that are really, really fast, I don't think that's what we want. I think the Priestess is okay, though. Yikes. Could be in trouble here. We need to find one of our 1s or 2s. Alright, I'm gonna pass first to see what they do. Because if they want to just open attacks with this 2-1 again, that's fine.
I'm one of the good guys, but not that good.
Ours is the one true light.
So these will trade. I think I'm okay with that. Am I?
No mercy for heretics.
Do I want to spend this mana? We're not gonna get to use it for a while, so it feels kind of bad, but we're only losing 1 mana. Probably fine. I guess if we top deck one of our 1-drops, it might be fine, because we could go Plaza, play the 2/2, which will be a 3/3, then we use on her. I guess we'll play the Priestess as a blocker, because not really what I want to see. I probably have to take the Warrior, honestly.
Daylight warms the heart and lights the way.
Okay. Well, if they don't open on attacks, Leona's gonna be decent. They probably will, though.
When we're
they did
done,
not.
I'm taking your pet.
Don't make promises you can't keep, little girl.
Glorious light rains down. Guns blazing. Face my shield.
It's a lot of damage. I think we actually have to do this. I'll lose Leona is the problem, but we have more in hand, so I think it's
Love
okay.
ya.
Faith. Sun sets.
Like, the priority in this matchup is keeping our life total as high as possible, so we're gonna make plays that look to do that. Leona not that great. Probably want to just warrior her. I'd like to make more plays this turn if possible, which is actually... Leona into Shield Bearer does it. More blockers, but I don't get the stun effect.
This is a lie.
I think I gotta try to kill Misfortune.
Yourself. Don't shed a tear.
No one's the wiser.
Stop playing stuff, opponent. Playing more units than me is cheating.
My boat, my rules.
The dawn has arrived. I am the bulwark against darkness! The sun's splendor revealed. This'll shake 'em.
Any challenges?
Behind ya. I will protect you. Damn it!
So, what is our warrior doing?
You wanted wrath.
There's a remembrance.
Unyielding light. Glorious light rains down.
Oh, he's about to level that up.
Keep up, keep up. Let the light guide you.
Fighting's a blood business. I am reborn of salt and brine. My spear die, weakling.
I'm...
La, 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 la. Let's brighten up their day.
Burn awaits out.
I might actually do this one because they could Noxian Fervor this, and I want to ensure that these die. So
Unwavering strength.
we're definitely in a rough spot. They're probably gonna Noxian Fervor my face, but if they don't, because they want to keep Jack around because he represents inevitability, like sustained damage that they can do every round, then, you know, I'd rather kill
Daylight
them.
is unrelenting, but not eternal.
Yeah.
Try again. Let's get him, crew.
Explosives! Their bones will splinter. Hang them by their entrails.
Captain's orders. Bullet to the face. Never back down from what you believe.
We actually can't survive this combat. We needed one of our star shapings that we never found.
Cowards!
That was a close one. I feel like we were about ready to turn the corner, but leveled Gangplank is really nasty. Yeah. Had we found maybe that Sunburst earlier, we could have killed him before he leveled, or even the turn before, could have killed him. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much that. That or a Star Shaping would have been nice. I keep not keeping them in my opening hands, but I don't think you can. It's a 5-mana do-nothing card. Like, you need to control the board, and this kind of just... we need to draw into it, I feel. Everything else that I've been keeping feels fine. I actually think I'm going to keep the Sharp Sight here. I mean, now we get to see how it might play out, right? A little bit. Okay, that's not a bad draw. That's probably going to be our turn 3 play. All of the hits are pretty decent. Yeah, that's not bad. Better than the 4/5.
You poor thing. No!
Now the question is, what's my play for this round? Because I wouldn't mind playing a Grand Plaza of my
The
own.
ocean charts our course.
But I also wouldn't mind holding up these Sharp Sights for when they attack with these things. I guess we'll see what they do. Yeah, it's probably Sharp Sight. Slow them down a bit.
We will be free.
Blessed is motion.
Divergent paths to deal with their plaza is kind of nice, but then we don't have any other plays this round. Which, that doesn't feel great.
You've made your path.
I think we'll do this, and if they have a bunch of things that they're gonna play out here, at least we have Star Shaping in hand to hopefully not die.
Alright, let's mess some folks up. I suppose.
Daylight warms the heart and lights the way. My shield is yours.
Could always hush that. The question is that worth it over a star shaping. I think it's not. Cosmic Inspiration is potentially fine. But we kind of want to play out the warrior at the same time, so next turn so we can like deal with some of their stuff. Rally? Sure. Yeah, that felt rough. Not having any of our early game to stop their early pressure. Remembrance on 3 is nice, but their deck is very good at going wide, so would have much rather, you know, obviously curving out with our Solari units. This is a matchup I have not played in a while. Okay, and it looks like that trend will continue. Okay, I think our Grand Plazas are pretty good for this deck, or for this matchup. Hush isn't bad either to be able to interact with their Zoe. Yeah, pretty sure we want to keep the Grand Plaza. We get to play it on... We get to play it before a second attack token, which is nice. Sharp Sight's also very good for this. They always have the turn 1 Zoe. That's the rule. The question is, do we play this unit out in looking to Sharp Sight? I think we'll try to go to the Grand Plaza route. Ooh, now we have a Hush. Suppose they could have Divergent Paths in their deck. Probably not. I suppose we'll see though. They're probably gonna pick something that says Silence Follower if they found it. Okay, nope, they're playing that. That's fine. I think I'm gonna do this because I still want to hold up Bastion mana in case they play Concussive Palm on me. I suppose I could always Hush to stop it, but I don't really care about that.
Devotion through battle.
Now we're just gonna use the Sharp Sight. I could actually just Bastion, though. What do they have for 1 mana that would stop me from doing this? Nothing, right? But Sharp Sight's better in case of another Zoe, and I can save the Hush for a Lee Sin. Actually might be Bastion here. Doesn't... I don't know. Is that correct? I'm gonna try it. It's also a little more mana efficient. in a sense. I guess not really.
There.
Divergent path's probably not very useful.
Gems are superb. Bad for the teeth, though.
First light illuminates the
I think we actually stop him from applying this to this thing. He could play another one, I guess, and then attack in, but
light rains down.
what we're gonna look to do is maybe Lux next turn challenge one of these. Ooh, that's a Sunburst for Lee Sin, though. No, I think we go ahead with the Lux
Shining. We
first.
should too.
Feels like we're in a good spot. I'm sure I'm gonna screw it up somehow, but feels like we're in a good spot right now.
Illuminate the enemy.
Probably supposed to kill the 1/1. Because it actually fills... well, it doesn't really fill their hand. They could just play a bunch of gems on this goat, I suppose. But that's gems that they're not using on a Lee Sin. And I'm fine with this trade. They only get 2 gems. Poor opponent.
Force is meaningless without skill. My lands need me. Center your spirit. Prepare yourself. Yeah!
Pushing my limits.
So... even if they can save him with like a Pale Cascade, the Final Spark finishes him, which is nice.
I fight with my spirit, not my fists.
Okay, well that gives us a target for this, which is nice. Thank you, opponent. Nopifying my free spell deal.
Breathe in, breathe out.
I could Remembrance, but I kind of want to save this for another Lee Sin. Feel like that's how we're gonna lose. With that in mind, I'm actually just gonna pass, I think. They're playing a Mountain Goat. Do they not have Lee Sin? Now if they do, it just doesn't really matter all that much, I suppose. I guess they could deny this. So that's better than them denying this.
gives to those who listen.
I don't know if did our opponent forget that we were creating these final sparks?
Would it help if I apologized?
Gunning down the Lee Sin board felt good. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, do we get to do it again? Maybe. Now we're gonna get stomped back for my for that comment I made. Probably want the hushes. I don't know. Do we want both? We'll keep at least with one.
We each hold a world within.
Raise your weapon sunward.
Guess it just saves us a point of damage. It's not really a big deal. It's also a blocker to use with Sharp Sight when the time comes. I guess we'll do this. Bank 2 spell mana that we can use on Sharp Sight or Hush, depending on what we need. Sharp Sight it is.
The guilty were banned.
Think it's worth trying this. Unfortunately, we don't have a play to do with this plaza. I guess that's not true. We're banking 1 spell mana. And we're going into our turn 5, so we could play Remembrance. And yeah, I think that's what we're going to do here. Even if it's just to eat this 1/3, I think it's worth getting the value. And we got a Challenger unit, a Fury Challenger unit too, so we can actually use this over multiple turns, which is nice. I could save this by putting quite a number of resources in it, or even with Concussive Palm. It doesn't look like that's happening. I'm assuming we'll see a Lee Sin here, but that's fine. We have some Hushes. And another Sharp Sight to help us.
Without skill.
So that feels nice. And then we'll probably Lux next turn. Do I want a Leona then because of that? I mean, he's still big. I'm still gonna have to Sharp Sight. So
Strike firm.
Speak, stars. Speak, I say. Celestial power.
Prepare yourself.
No mercy for heretics.
I knew he couldn't pass up attacking this turn. Just couldn't pass it up. And he actually loses his draw too there. Wow. think we'll do one more with this deck, and then we'll move on to the next one. We've been playing it for about an hour, so yeah, one more game. See if we can get another win against the non-Lee Sin deck, maybe. And then we'll take a very, very brief break, like 2 minutes, and then we'll move on to the next. I think I want the Sharp Sight. Probably want the Grand Plaza. Don't want two. See what they do. Probably just gonna play the Grand Plaza this turn. They could be a Scorched Earth deck, which is fine.
A true Freljordian welcome.
The other thing is that, of course, is that they are also a Frostbite deck, so that's the other thing we have to worry about.
Raise your weapon sunward.
We'll try to go wide here. I should play Remembrance too, in addition to
I
this.
will unite the Freljord.
That might be worth it. Huh.
Punish transgressions.
Not quite enough. Oh no, we have this. I think this is worth it.
So cold.
Ash is a pretty nasty card for them, obviously, so I think that's worth doing. Spending our resources like that.
Will no one listen?
Well, not when they get another one. I suppose they could have drawn Sedge there. Let's just play
The
you.
dawn has arrived.
Carry her light across the mountain.
Bask in the light's radiance.
Oh, the Priestess is kind of nice. Could save this guy for later. I like Meteor Shower, actually. Can kill an Ash plus this 3/1.
Winter take you.
Could also just kill these. Could also just play play out more stuff. This will be a 3/3. We can kill. We can trade with their 3/3. That's not super valuable though. Do I want to just play this? I think it's Remembrance, honestly. Yeah. Sure. I figured we would see that at some point.
Strike for justice.
They could save this with Troll Chant. I don't imagine they will, though. Doesn't seem worthwhile. Our draws have not been great the last few turns here. I'm just gonna go ahead and point the 4 damage at this one. I know that they could have another Ash in hand, because they played the Bjerg, but they almost certainly have another Frostbite in hand for that.
To leave or burn.
Deal.
Faith.
It's another Leona, which is nice. She's not going to level up this turn unless I start with her, though. And I want to save this guy for his life steal. How much do I care about getting her stun effect? I don't really care about it this round. I kind of want to save it for the next if possible.
Ours is the one true light.
Let's do this to start and see what we do. This can eat this, so that's nice. And if I really want to, I could play Leona as another challenger.
Devotion to battle.
Save the homestead.
I think we'll go ahead and pass. Leona is gonna level up and stun whatever they. Okay, so this might have been the thing they drew from thingy.
I am the bulwark
From Björk.
against darkness.
So we'll stun it.
Power of the immortal sun.
Not quite enough mana to play Lux as well, unfortunately, so we're probably just gonna
Sunlight
pass.
blinds.
Reckoning is a card we have to be mindful of. Okay, assuming this means Culling Strike. That's fine.
Sun sets.
Next turn we can actually go Sun Forger into Lux if we want to. I think we may as well play out this other Plaza. That's another Sun Forger.
Her light is our sword, her warmth our armor.
Few earn the right to call themselves Trifarian.
Pretty good.
Everywhere I go, the light follows.
So they can't play Harsh Winds, which is nice.
Radiant strikes. Follow the horizon.
To be honest, I'd rather do probably this. I guess this is worse because Troll Chant saves both of these now, right? Whereas if I had to put it here, if he buffs this, he also has to do this. I guess it doesn't matter, it's the same difference.
Your fate was written.
I mostly just wanted to discourage him from hitting this thing, because I figured he'd have a Frostbite or something like that to save it, and I want to get at least the 3 life that we were due from that. Just looking for our big spells at this point, hopefully to level Lux. Robin's not bad, that represents some card advantage. Another Leona would be nice. If this hits an Eclipse Dragon, that would be insane.
Faster than my
Assuming
arrow?
she's about to level?
I
No,
think
not quite. I think we can pass for now. Okay.
Our sun will not set today.
As the arrow flies.
Behold my work.
Obviously gonna try to block the Ash. Probably won't work, but that's fine. Still had a very healthy life total, which is nice.
strength of the sun and my faith are one.
The War Mother will unite us all.
Wars ahead!
Would I rather gain the life or what?
Avarosa, guide me!
Okay, so we know the arrow's on the top of their deck. They're almost certainly gonna play it. Ooh, that was a great top deck, huh? Does this stop it entirely?
Let fly!
It's still...
Words of power linger.
I still can't block, but at least I'm not dead. See what the top of their deck looks like, I suppose.
Line up!
What a top deck.
This will be quick.
Stand and defend.
The time is right. Strike now! Time is just.
Maybe I misplayed there and was supposed to go star shaping first, look for something. 3 or less. Yeah, that's fine. Well, good game either way. I guess we can live through. No, we can only block one of their
Our
things.
strength is yours. Avarosans, stand together.
As the arrow flies!
Back, unbeliever.
Close but no cigar. Maybe I misplayed there at some point. I don't know. That was a heck of a top deck from our opponent there. But I'd have to look back at that game to see where we went wrong that I could have prevented. I could have done something about that. I don't know though. Them finding a card that draws 4 cards though. I don't know where we're beating that no matter how we sequence our plays. But yeah, this deck seemed reasonable. Seemed really good against the aggro decks. With combination of our early plays and Grand Plaza to help control the board into things like Star Shaping and Solari Sunforger to prevent us from getting burned out. Felt really good, and obviously Lux gunning down opposing boards eventually to help us punch through for lethal is great. We seemed really good against the Lee Sin deck, even though we only had 2 Hush in here. We just drew them. If you draw your Hush, the Lee Sin deck is pretty embarrassing. Let's see. What else do we think about some of the details in this deck? The Bastions. I don't know how much we care about these Bastions. In theory, they're great, you know, when we have leveled Leona and Lux that we'd like to keep safe. It's also a 4-mana spell that pairs with these 2-mana ones that we're playing often to help push Lux just to level up or just enough to get a final spark, but I'm not sure how necessary these are. I could see potentially not needing these. Depending on how much we care about other opposing landmarks, which in this set it didn't feel like they were that bad a lot of the time. Because even against other Grand Plazas, it's like our Daybreak cards are pretty good against them anyway. Plus we have things like Hush and Sharp Sight to get favorable trades. So maybe the divergent paths aren't that necessary because I feel like we're drawing Grand Plazas often enough that we don't need more ways of searching it up if we don't care about the landmark removal half of this card. It's another consideration. Everything else felt good, I think. I'm pretty happy with the Sunbursts so far. Just having more... Like, it's essentially like one of the best cards you get off of Solari Priestess is like Falling Comet, right? In most matchups, you want that backup plan, the ability to just obliterate any problem unit on the opposing side of the board. And the fact that it's 6 mana for Lux as well is bonus on top of that. Sunburst is kind of like a light version of... It's like the Diet Cola version of Falling Comet with the slight added benefit that it also triggers Daybreak on occasion. So I think it's okay for that reason. Yeah, so cool stuff. Think that's gonna do it for this deck. We're gonna move on to the next in a little bit.